Hi, everybody. Coach Tiffany here. Today, we are going to talk about how to heal your relationship with food. This is one of the top things that people search for. This is one of the top things that people ask me when they come to a consultation with me, or actually like to call them discernment sessions. By the way, if you're really interested in working with me, I have the free Peace with Food discernment sessions. I offer them periodically when I have space in my private coaching practice or when I'm getting ready to have a new group program. And so if you're interested in those, you can go to my website and apply for one, coachtiffanyrn.com. And I think it's the Work With Me tab. And then you can also sign up for my email list. And in my email list, I send that out to people on my list regularly when I do open up some spots for that. So if you're interested in working with me, if you think that you'd like to get more support, that's how you can do it. All right. So how to heal your relationship with food. This is actually quite simple, but it is not easy. The main reason it's not easy is that these patterns around food in our body are lifelong. So they start when we're even probably in the womb, right? And then we're born and we're fully dependent on our caregivers to feed us and to nurture us. And so, we're really taking on however they set the stage for this. And of course, our dispositions and, stress and different things can happen that disrupt that or change it or make it, easier or harder. But we're really not necessarily taught to have this kind of connected relationship with our body where we're listening to our body, and that's the guide for how we eat, how, when, where, why, all of that we're eating. And so that would be more of a secure attachment. Some people are modeled that, and they seem to do really well and have this ease around food, but it's very connected and attuned to their body. But the most of us are either going to be more preoccupied or anxious about food and kind of trying to control or manage. And diet culture really gets in the way and starts to increase that preoccupation, makes us feel like we're not good enough as we are. And it takes us away from the body attunement because we're then trying to make decisions based on all of these arbitrary shoulds. You shouldn't eat carbs. You should eat, this many vegetables a day. You shouldn't eat, between these hours, right? And that's taking away from the body attunement. Or we may be avoidant of food. So we don't want to really think about it or have to deal with it. And we just kind of eat whatever in a way that's not attuned to our body. Or maybe you're avoidant in food in the sense that you're very restrictive with food and not getting enough nourishment, right? So these are kind of the some of the hallmarks of some of the food attachment styles. And the goal is really to move towards an earned, secure relationship with food. So we're in relationship with our body, we're in relationship with food, we're eating in a way that is attuned to our body, but we're not like spending a lot of time and energy, mental and emotional energy, thinking about food. We're also not avoiding it. So that's kind of the goal. So how do we do that? How do I get to that point? And by the way, I did record one of these that was talking about what is success. I would encourage you to watch that video as well, and or read that blog, because redefining success is really important in this. So one of the biggest barriers to healing our relationship with food in our body is diet culture, and it is that should mentality. You should be a certain weight. And as long as we're trying to obtain a goal weight, or control or manage our body in that way, it's going to disrupt our body attunement. We're not going to be able to develop that kind of inner intuition about what really is the right thing for us. So that's one of the reasons it's so hard. It's lifelong. Diet culture is so prevalent, right? It's on like social media posts, is on TV. We go to the doctor's office, we hear it there. We hear it from our friends and our family and our parents and all the people in our lives, right? So know that the game is kind of rigged, that diets don't work, and those things actually just disrupt your body attunement. But you have to kind of get a lot of distance from that. So the first thing is rejecting diet culture, rejecting that idea that you need to look a certain way, or that's the way that you're going to be healthiest, or you're going to be the best, and get really curious in lieu of that. So start looking at the patterns around what's happening here? What am I actually concerned about? Like, am I eating in a way that doesn't feel good to my body? Do I feel kind of like I don't have enough vitality? Am I, eating emotionally? Looking at those patterns and then start to really address those actual issues. So if I'm eating emotionally, the issue is that I don't know how to actually feel my feelings. I have a great app for this called The Breathing Room, and it's by Body. So the picture is kind of ombre, like blue and purple with some white lungs on it. And that I think it's like $5. And that's great, a great tool to start to get more in tune with your body and really discover the sensations, the emotions, all of that. So, first step, stop dieting. Be prepared to go on a journey. Know that this is hard, right? We've been like lifelong struggle. We need to really start to connect in with our body. And that takes time to develop. That's a skill that we haven't learned yet and we need to develop in order to eat intuitively. You can't eat intuitively if you're not attuned to your body. This is not something that we just, should be able to do. We have to actually develop it. It is a skill. Most of us have the ability to do this, but it takes time and energy, like learning to drive a car. Okay. And so plan to be on a journey, get curious. Like I mentioned, what's actually happening leading up to these things? What are the actual things I'm concerned about? And then how might I address them and start to try on different things without judgment? Again, know that this is going to be a long journey. And then the last piece is developing that body attunement. So I have a tool for this. It's called the 5 A's. So first, awareness, or you can use the Body app. That's also helpful. Awareness. So bringing awareness to what are the sensations that are happening in my body right now? How does this actually feel? What's actually going on for me? Allowing and acceptance. So letting yourself actually feel that sensation. So we're not trying to go like, oh, I feel tense, relax. We're not fixing here. We're really trying to allow, feel it. Let yourself sit with that sensation, ideally for like at least 90 seconds. Just sit with it. Just be with it. Walk around with it, but really hold on to that feeling. Let it be seen and heard and recognize it. Acceptance. So, acceptance over that sensation. It is okay that I'm feeling this way. I don't need to fix it. There's nothing bad or wrong with me. Even though this is uncomfortable, it's okay that this is part of my body. My body's trying to get my attention with something here. My body's trying to let me know something. It's okay to feel this. Now, this is a really, this acceptance and allowing is really key and really important. However, if you're someone who struggles with a lot of trauma, if you have had a substance abuse problem in the past, if you have other barriers to being connected to your body, like pain, if it feels really hard or scary to be connected to your body, you may need to get support and have someone who, holds space for you. And you also might need to titrate this. So little doses, a little bit at a time. Use the app or just sit with it initially for like 15 seconds and then build up to the 90 seconds, right? So recognize that this might feel really scary for your nervous system. It might feel really hard to do, and that's okay. But we definitely want to get to the point where we have awareness, allowing, acceptance, and then we're going to acknowledge from there. So acknowledgement is really like, okay, thank you, body. You are my home. Thank you for housing all of this. Thank you for, to the sensations in my body. Like, thanks for getting my attention, for letting me know something's going on. I hear you. I see you. Thank you. So expressing some gratitude, naming what is present in our body, and then really appreciating it. And then the last step is action question mark. And it's really meant to be an honoring. So I've just received all of this information. And now I'm going to take those 5 A's, or those first 4 A's and see if there's something to do. Sometimes it's just feeling it and allowing it. Is the honoring itself, or that is the action that we take. The first four pieces of it are the most important, the most critical. We're not feeling it so that we can change it or fix it. We're feeling it for the intent of becoming more connected and in tune with our body, for developing that trust with our body. This is so key to intuitive eating and healing your relationship with food. Just really getting connected to those sensations and allowing them, being present to what is for you. But sometimes there's an honoring that needs to happen or an action that needs to happen Something as simple as like, I feel hungry. This is what hunger feels in my body. It's okay that I feel hungry. I have acceptance over that. I'm going to name it. Yes, I'm hungry. Thank you, body, for letting me know I'm hungry. And then the action is going to be go eat some food, right? Um, Sometimes it's much more complex. I feel, my cheeks are flushed and I'm ruminating on these ideas and I feel tension in my belly and it feels like a twisting and a, gnawing. And then, in allowing that to feeling to be there, I might have some clarity like, oh, is this coming up because so and so crossed a boundary, right? So then the action might be, do I want to cross or do I want to set a boundary with them or talk to them about that? And again, that can feel scary. And you don't have to do that. We don't want to make it conditional. If I feel my feelings, then I have to take action because that's going to make you avoid feeling your feelings. But sometimes there is an honoring of that. Yeah, I need to tell so and so that I don't want them to comment on my body anymore. Or I need to tell, my mom that my daughter doesn't have to eat green beans if she doesn't want to. Or, I need to tell my sister that she can't just stop by. I need to have advance warning. Or I need to tell my lover that I need some more space to myself, right? So setting a boundary. So honoring the information that we receive. But again, the most important piece of these 5 A's is the awareness and the acceptance and the allowing. Um, we're trying to build connection and trust here. We're not trying to fix or change or manage or control or contort our body into doing what we want it to do. So we're going to feel all those things. We may take action, we may not. But that's kind of how the framework that I've developed in terms of supporting people in really building that body attunement is really sitting with those sensations. I also recommend like writing out a list of sensation words or using the Re-Embody app because sometimes it can be really hard to name what's happening in our body. That's another thing that we're not modeled. So, and it's really valuable to actually name it in terms of getting clarity and getting connected and understanding your body better. So that fortunately uses two different parts of our brain, so it's really effective. All right. That was kind of a lot. I just kind of, I was talking really fast. You can watch this again if you want to. There's, the subtitles and the transcript. Feel free to reach out to me if you need support beyond this. Again, my website is coachtiffanyrn.com. You can apply for a discernment call and the work with me tab. And if I'm taking, if I have space in my practice, then I will be happy to have one of those with you free of charge. Otherwise, you can also get on my email list and be notified when I have space in my practice or when I have a new group program coming open. All right. Thank you so much. I hope that you have a beautiful day and that this was really helpful. Feel free to comment and like and share as well. Thanks.